Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Brian here. Tonight we are going to be reviewing Violent Night. Violent Night came out in 2022. It's an amazing movie. So I don't want to spoil anything too much. If you have not seen the movie and you want to see it, and you don't want anything to be spoiled, spoiler alerts ahead. Otherwise, let's get right into it. So the movie starts out in a bar. It's like I think it's either in England or Australia. I'm pretty sure it's England. They have British accents. There's Santa Claus. There's a Santa Claus. He's drinking. Um, he's drinking beer and eating bar nuts and crushing them. There's another Santa Claus, and he goes, "How long you been doing this for?" And he goes, "Oh, I stopped remembering." And and then the bartender says, "You're not driving." He goes, I steer a little bit, but the reindeer do majority of the action. The reindeer do majority of the work. They think he's just this drunk in a bar, but he starts going up the roof. Before he goes, he gives this the bartender, or her what do you call it, her grandson, a gift. He gives it. Her grandson's not there. He gives it's a new video game, and it's got her grandson's name. He's like, how do you know my grandson's name? And then she goes, how do you know I had a grandson? And he's going up to the roof, and then up them old buildings where you can go to the stairs to the roof. And she's going, and if you break your neck, I'm the one that's liable. Well, he flew off on a slant. It's all magical. You know, he thinks it's going to be magical. And what happens? He throws up on her. It's disgusting, but it's hilarious at the same time. Um, and it just basically shows him flying around. He's peeing off the one thing. Peeing in Washington, I kind of like that. He's just flying all around delivering presents. He's greedy people, and then this one list that had five things. The first four were cash. The other one was video games. It's kind of corrupt. It's kind of not corrupt, but it's kind of sickening because that's how the world actually has become. But yeah, then it pans into this couple. Well, they're an ex-couple. They were with each other. They broke up. They have a daughter named Trudy. And like they're a dysfunctional couple. They're not a couple. They broke up, but they still, I guess, talk for their daughter's sake. The dad's like very, very busy with work and stuff. Kind of like it happens a lot. They get in the car. They're going to his mother's house, the Trudy's grandmom's house, and her mother's this big shot lady. She doesn't work for the government, but she makes deals for the government and stuff. She's this big shot. Um, yeah, so they're going to the house. They meet the security guard. He says he didn't want to work on Christmas Eve, but Santa didn't. Did the wish. By the way, Trudy's acting like she's from Home Alone because she watched the movie Home Alone. They go in. They're there. The mother, she has a beautiful home. It's real big. She's got all this catering company and stuff. I mean, she's rich. You can tell she's a millionaire. You can tell she's a multimillionaire who's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. You can tell that. So yeah, she's walking around. They're sitting talking. He meets his sister and her sister's boyfriend and the son, and they're back and forth. The sister's hoping that his mom retires. Puts a gift into the tree. It's kind of strange. The sister's hoping the mother retires, and she puts him in charge. So then the mother comes in. She's cursing. She's funny. In all honesty, kind of reminds me of Serial Mom, my favorite movie. The mother, she kind of does, but she's cursing and stuff on the phone. It's kind of funny. She initially gets off the phone their own, and the sister is wondering why the brother's sending it back. Thinks she knows something that she's gonna get money or something. All standing in the back. The mother goes, "Why are you all standing in back there?" And then it's just traditional. And then they're just talking, and then you have Santa Claus comes to deliver presents, and he ends up pouring a glass of whiskey and wine, and with the glass of milk, and eating cookies, and sitting in a vibrating one of the massaging chairs from the mall. What's more, they have them in malls. People buy them for their houses now too. They used to be a luxurious thing. Now people have them in their houses, even poor people. Yeah. So they have that. So he's sitting in that. As this is happening, the catering team slash some of her security guards, apparently they were against her, and they're part of this little plot here to steal all her money. Apparently she's got over $300 million in her personal vault below her basement. Excuse me. They're trying to get into it, and there's this guy. He's calling himself Scrooge. He comes up to the security guard. He shoots him in the head, and he gets in there. Well, they cut off their cell phone service and their internet. They take all their phones. They pull out guns. They try to get to the panic room, but these guys step out with guns, and they stops the two security guards that are on her side, and they got them all trapped in the living room. Meanwhile, Santa Claus hears gunshots, so he steps out to see what's going on. It's really funny. Then as soon as he sees the guys coming up the steps, he bolts back into the room. One of the guys comes in, and the guy starts hitting him and says, "Get downstairs to this." He says, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna leave now." The guy starts shooting at the ceiling after hitting him with the gun. Well, Santa Claus's reindeer leaves, and he goes, "No, no, no." And the guy continues beating him, telling him to go downstairs. And he goes, "Don't do this." And the guy goes to hit him with the gun again. He grabs it, and like, oh my god, this is like a freaking Kurt Cobain. Like this guy's, I mean, the Santa Claus is this very tall, and he's got a little chubby belly, but he's like big guy. He grabs it. They're fist fighting. He eventually unarms the guy, and the guy goes flying out the window. Oh, and lands on a fake icicle light. Santa Claus falls out the window. He doesn't get as lucky. He gets more, he gets more lucky, I should say, and survives. And then initially Santa Claus is running around. He's trying to escape, but then he sees the little girl. Oh, and she's scared and everything, and he goes back to try to save her. By the way, the little girl has a little walkie-talkie that the dad gave her to try to make up, since the dad didn't take her to go see Santa at the mall, and she can kind of communicate with Santa even though he's got one of the walkie-talkies. She's saying, "Santa, are you here?" And he's saying he's going to try to help her. Well, he goes in this basement. This area is really cool. It's got a pool table and other games and stuff. Well, he's down there, and he's like, video game, Die Hard on Blu-ray, cash. And he's trying to like, no one orders a baseball bat, or no one wants a baseball bat for Christmas anymore, or a sword, or a staff, or something. The guy comes down with a gun. This is the fun. This is just funny. They start fighting. Well, oh, he hurts the guy. The guy throws him across the table. Oh, well, then he's Santa Claus. I don't know why I laughed so hard at this part, but the guy just starts going, and I see how it is. Big, tall, fat man with a white beard. You think he's stupid. You think he's a gluttony. All that stuff, and it was funny. Hey, and the guy reaches over the table to grab him again, and he had filled up a stocking full of pool balls. And he cracks him in both hands, and then cracks him across the face and chest, and then starts hitting him with it. Jumps across the counter. They all fall out, so he starts punching him, and they're fist fighting and stuff. It's really funny. The Santa, he's trying to kill him, and Santa Claus takes a star from the Christmas tree and goes wham right in his eye, then plugs it in, and he gets fried. Scrooge, well, he's not actually Scrooge from the thing, but he finds out that 2 of his men have been killed. He thought the first one was an accident. Second one, though, he realizes that his men are being picked off one by one, and there's someone out there, and they see Santa Claus in the camera. Well, Santa Claus goes to try to get help. Well, the security guard at the front, the gatekeeper, whatever you want to call it, he was killed, of course, as we know. Oh, unfortunately. So Santa Claus goes back to try to fight him. He talks to Scrooge. He has to sew on his thing, and it brings him back to this memory of when he was a Viking. I think it was a Viking. He was either a Viking of some sort or a warrior, but he was a bad man, he said, and that's it. Talked about, he was talking to Trudy on the walkie-talkie. That's why he wanted to start bringing joy to the world, because he was a really bad person, about how he had this thing, this big hammer that he would hit people with. Just a bad person, a soldier of some sort. Meanwhile, there's a kill squad coming, and Trudy escapes the living room because they're torturing her dad. She escapes, she ends up to the attic, she sets some booby traps. This mean girl, she's Russian, well, she's not Russian, but she looks like she'd be Russian, or German maybe. She's American though. She is trying to find Trudy. Meanwhile, the kill squad's coming. Santa Claus is out in a shed hiding. He's fought a bunch of them. Scrooge had caught him, but he used the magic to escape. They did all these magic things. He ends up escaping. He gets his nose to work. Ends up escaping. Excuse me again. Excuse me. And he ends up out in a shed. Like more like a garage thing. And the kill squad's coming. And Scrooge tells him to go find this Santa Claus, because the kill squad was originally supposed to help the rich family get out, but apparently they've been corrupted. They're trying to get their money too. So they all go in to find him. Well, Santa Claus is talking to Trudy and says, "I wish I could talk to Mrs. Claus again, see her again, tell her how much I love her and miss her." And his ring falls off. He rolls off, goes to a big old sledgehammer. And what happens? And he picks it up, and they start coming in. He starts picking them off one by one. They got guns. They're fighting him like hell. Let's pick him off. He even sticks gloves, skating rinks on his hands, and starts cutting them. He ties the one to a snow chipper thing. It's cut, but he takes them all. And then the one part's kind of funny when they come out. Oh, the guy goes, "Jesus Christ," and he goes, "Nope, just jolly old Saint Nick." He throws his hammer thing, his sledgehammer. It hits him in the back. Guy tries blowing him up, but he quick grabs it and shoves it in the guy, then runs off. And he says, "I gotta watch." He talks actually right to the camera, kind of like what Freddy Krueger does in Freddy vs. Jason. Turns around and says, "I gotta watch." And the guy goes, blows up. He says, "Holy shit." Well, then Trudy says that she needs help. Well, the guy said, "Oh, you're so stupid, kid. You're supposed to hide booby traps." Well, the guy's climbing up the ladder. She stuck a nail there, like in Home Alone. And yeah, he saw the nail, but he didn't realize she had sawed the ladder at the bottom a little bit. He steps on it, Now, oh, it was disgusting. Hilarious, I will say, because he was such a dickhead, but it was disgusting. It went right up, and it was all painful. Then the girl pulled him off, and he fell back on the thing, and it went up his ass. The nails that were on the little thing on the floor. Girl goes up. She starts getting hit with bowling balls while the guy pulls the nail out of the steps after getting hit again. It kills him. And then girl's getting thrown with bowling balls. Well, she gets stuck to the thing. The Russian girl, she rips out, and she's almost gonna kill the little girl, Trudy. But then Santa Claus quick hits her, and then Santa Claus says, "Trudy, turn around and close your eyes and put your hands over your ears and sing Jingle Bells as loud as you possibly can." And yeah, she did deserve to die. I mean, she was gonna kill an innocent little girl. Yeah, and Santa Claus, takes her out. Yeah, and then the movie, and then the three people, the actor, the quote unquote actor, this is a funny scene. Other funny scene they said in the movie. This guy said, "Oh yeah, in parts of Japan, small parts. I'm pretty famous because he did a movie in Japan or something. They're opening gifts. It's kind of emotional. The mom opens up a thing and it's a letter or saying something, and then they finally get the safe open. Well, there's no money. There's just maybe a couple $100 bills laying on the floor. 95 or 98.777% of the money is gone. And they're pissed. They come on. They start choking people and start picking off people. Well, they take the guy admits that he stole the money. It's a big shock. He stole the money. He's got it outside. So they take the son and the mom and the other two. After the one had ran out, he had been killed. The famous guy, quote unquote famous guy, had to go in a restaurant once and couldn't go. So then it's just the boy Bertrand and the Trudy's mom, and then the dad's sister. They end up killing the guy Krampus. It's not the actual Krampus. Just the code name for the guy. They're able to kill him. And Santa Claus comes up with Trudy, and then they go out. They have a little bit more fight. Santa Claus takes out a couple more of the kill squad, and then he goes on the thing to chase after him. Well, he ends up killing Scrooge. And the way he does it is so he uses the magic. So yeah, I know a lot of people have seen this with Santa Claus videos. When Santa Claus flicks his nose and he grabs after him and Scrooge fist fighting and everything and stabbing each other and stuff. He grabs Scrooge and they go up this little chimney of this little log cabin that's all far, and Santa Claus is fine, but Scrooge got all ripped apart from it because he's not magical. The other guy, the head of the kill squad, starts shooting him, and he said, "This is enough of this." And then the grandmother shoots him. You think Santa Claus is gonna die? Well, no, Santa Claus lived. They all start saying, "I believe, I believe," and they're trying to be more happier, even though they don't want to. And Santa Claus, they get the fire going for him, and Santa Claus survives. He wakes up, and it's all okay, and he survives. The reindeer come back, and he was mad at him, but they brought his spare sack, and yeah, with his hammer, and he says goodbye to Trudy and them all, and then they fly off, and he says Merry Christmas to all, and to all good night, ho ho ho. And then you got a little bit of credits, and then the last scene is Bertrand, the boy, saying that you better believe in Santa Claus. You don't want to end up on his naughty list because this motherfucker's dead on TikTok or I guess YouTube or whatever. And then yeah, that's the end of the movie. This movie's amazing. I know I would recommend watching the movie or maybe a more deep review. I don't go too deep with my reviews, but yeah, what an amazing movie. I would give this movie a 10 out of 10. It's a 5-star rating, 10 out of 10 movie. Amazing acting. I'm really looking forward to the sequel. I'm just hoping it doesn't suck. The sequel, so there's a lot of fans speculating, since it's owned by the same company that owns the Krampus movie from 2015. The movies, I will say this, had very similar tones. Violent Night was a little bit funnier, but they had very similar tones, I will say. But there's fans speculating that, maybe they'll put them together. There's fans saying they want to see a Krampus in the movie. I don't know if it'll be the Krampus from the 2015 movie. I hope it is. I've got an idea. Vikings. Since the Santa Claus is a Viking, maybe him and Krampus were Vikings together at one point, and they just separated. Krampus wanted to keep spreading evil, and Santa Claus wanted to spread joy. Maybe you could do something like that. I don't know. Well, yeah, that's it for tonight. That's it for the review. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this. Thank you all for watching this video. Go watch Violent Night. Go watch a Christmas movie. And one more thing, if you guys have any other Christmas movies or holiday movies, they're horror or other Christmas, whatever, let me know in the comment section and I'll review it for you. Alright, everyone, thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like this video, leave a comment, please share the video, and most importantly, subscribe for more. Bye-bye, everybody.